Hi, everyone. How is everyone doing this fine morning, May 21st, 2020? Welcome back for the series, The Virtue of Letting Go. If you're brand new to this, my name is Daniel Tuttle. I am a transformational speaker and an intuitive healer. In this series, each week for the month of May, we're discovering and exploring different ways in our life that we can learn how important and how valuable letting go is. In the first week, we just talked about letting go in general. And then last week, we talked about letting go of relationships and things that aren't working for you, people that aren't working for you, maybe old relationships, old systems, old movies that we keep playing in our head about regrets and resentments and all of that and holding on to them. So last week we talked about that. So what are we going to talk about this week? It's an interesting question because as I was preparing for this this event, I kept hearing to talk about it's just the way it is. This phrase, it's just the way it is. And as I was meditating on it, I was thinking, okay, so just the way it is. When do you, a lot of us are feeling this right now, like, right? A lot of us are feeling this kind of energy like, hey, it's just the way it is. Perhaps you've been feeling that way in your life for a long time. Perhaps there are certain areas of your life that you kind of acquiesce to, well, it's just the way it is, right? What I wanted to do today is I wanted to explore what that means to you. Where in our lives, where in your life are you taking on this apathy, I guess, this apathy of it's just the way it is? Interesting. There are many, many different ways just the way it is can come across, right? Just the way it is can come across as apathy, but it can also come across as like, when you're younger and your parent says, when you express, why is it this way or why is it that way? And they say, it's just the way it is. Why is the sky blue? It's just the way it is, right? So sometimes just the way it is wanting us to project our opinions and to project our beliefs onto other people. Yeah, let's roll with that today. That's what feels really light to me. Okay, so it's just the way it is. That's the way it's going to work out today. So there's a really, really, my favorite book in the whole world, truly, my favorite book in the whole world is called The Alchemist. Many of you, I'm sure, have read it. It's been a New York Times bestseller for nearly 30 years. It's by Paulo Coelho. And The Alchemist tells the story of a young boy, or a boy named Santiago, and Santiago is a shepherd. The book reads a little bit like a fable, right? And so you're reading this story about this boy who's a shepherd, and he's been living life just the way it is for quite some time. And he's been herding his sheep. He's been sleeping wherever his sack will take him, wherever the sheep will take him, wherever he can sell sheep, wherever he can shear them. And so all of a sudden he becomes like plagued with this dream that he has, like over and over and over. And while there's no date on when it happens in the book, it feels like it happens around like the 1400s, right? And so he has this dream, and in the dream he sees these pyramids, and he sees these pyramids, and then he sees near them a pot of gold. And this pot of gold, in the dream, it's like he's the only one who knows where this pot of gold is. And so he keeps wondering, like, what if I went for that dream? What if I went for that pot of gold? How different my life would be. How different everything would be. I wouldn't have to just herd these sheep. And so he musters up the courage and he decides that he's going to sell his sheep. So he sells his sheep and he sells them for enough money so that he can begin to make the trek from Andalusia, Spain, to the pyramids in Egypt, so he can find his treasure. So along his journey, a lot of different things happen. A lot of different things happen to maybe set him back. A lot of things happen to make him think that, you know what, maybe this isn't really the dream you should be going for right now. Maybe it's too far fetched. Maybe it's too big. So, what ends up happening at one point is Santiago ends up having all of his stuff stolen, and he needs to make money, and so he finds a crystal shop, a tea shop that has beautiful crystal in the window, and it's very dirty. So Santiago walks in and he says, I would love to help you clean the crystals, clean the glasses. You might get more customers. And so the owner says, yes, of course. Well, he's really good at cleaning the crystals. And then the owner says, well, would you like to stay? And he says, well, I do need money, and I am aiming to go after my dream. And of course, the crystal owner, the shop owner, rolls his eyes. Sure. And all of a sudden, Santiago finds himself in this shop that's now busy and bustling with people. So it's bustling with people, bustling with people. And he's been a part of what has become this, renaissance for this man in the crystal shop. And so now he's making money and he's comfortable, and that's life. That's what I want to talk about today. And it takes him, I'm not going to tell you where it goes next because I'd love for you to read the book. But at that point, Santiago just kind of throws his arms up and is like, it's just the way it is, right? I set out on one journey and I ended up here. And I ended up in a crystal shop working for a man who was, kind of given over to life and had kind of lost his business. Nothing was really happening. And Santiago revived him and he goes, okay, maybe this is where I'm supposed to be right now. Maybe this is what I'm supposed to do. And then a few years later, he keeps having the dream again. So this feeling of just the way it is, I want us to look at in our life where we have really acquiesced to this feeling that maybe we had our hearts and our minds and our visions set on one dream. And as we had it set on one dream, we found ourselves in a different one, or a different reality that was a part of that dream. And we allowed ourselves to say, well, maybe this is just the way it is. Maybe this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And maybe this is what really the dream meant for me. I don't want to call it giving up, right? A lot of people say, oh yeah, I gave up on my dream. You didn't give up on your dream. It's just a step on the path of you living your dream. For me, I dreamed of having children, and I dreamed of creating this life where I was successful and I was happy and I was with my partner and with my kids, and everything is good and everything was wonderful. We got to travel the world and we did this and we did that. And about 13 years into that, I realized maybe my dream is not so aligned with the reality that I was living in. And so I had to let go of that reality because I had this thought. I started to think, well, you know what? Maybe I'm not meant to have children in this lifetime. And as I began to think that, I started to get really sad and I got really upset and really almost angry, almost frightened. And I said, you know what? It's now or never. If it's not now, then I'm going to live in this just the way it is for a while, maybe even forever. And what does that mean, just the way it is, to you? Where is your just the way it is? So for today, what I want us to do is I want us to think about what life exists, what life would be right outside our just the way it is. Many of us are confined in our tiny apartments or homes that are crowded with people. And as we're sitting there and as we're surrounded in these environments, what's happening is we have begun to create this movie of just the way it is. And we're probably taking on beliefs and we're taking on opinions and points of views of others about they're just the way it is. This is just the way it is. You're going to have to deal. And while we don't want to neglect the process, we understand that we want to understand that it's a step in the process. It's a step on the journey. It is not the journey itself. It is a step on the journey. The journey goes beyond just the way it is. It goes on to bring you what you want, what you desire, and what you dream of. And while it might not look exactly the way it is, you'll continue to keep forming that. And as you keep forming it, you're going to continue to grow, right? So let's allow ourselves today in our meditation to first of all identify. I want everybody to take a second to identify. Hi, Becky. Hi, Betsy. Betsy and Becky are here today. Joanna is here today. Thank you guys all for joining me. I'm so happy that you're here. Becky says she's guilty. You're not guilty of anything, Becky. That's what we're talking about today. We have the choice and the opportunity to understand, hey, no, we're going to do it. Actually, you know what, Bex? I'm going to actually use you as an example. So Becky is mother to 4 beautiful, amazing, and incredible children and wonderful husband, Sean. And she has dedicated her life to her family. And dedicating her life to her family, she has gotten away from some of the things that, let's say, were important to her. Becky and I were performers together at one time. We did theater together in high school. We've been friends our whole lives. We used to sing like maniacs. And I think Becky has had a few just the way it is moments. And I have to say, she's incredibly creative and incredibly brilliant. And a few years ago, she realized she wanted to express the creativity. She wanted to express her craftsmanship, and she wanted to be entrepreneurial. And so she created this really amazing Etsy shop. At the time it was Etsy. I don't think it's Etsy anymore, right, Bex? Little Etsy shop called Crafty She Designs. And she started creating these things and started connecting with these influencers who were doing mommy things from all over the world. She was doing these organizer things, and now she's doing masks. And it's really inspiring, what she's done and how she took her just the way it is and saw, let's relate it back to the story of the alchemist, saw her pyramids and was like, no, there's something I can do about this. I can go after it. So what's the next step, Bex? You're not guilty of anything. The next step is for you to say that this where you are is not just the way it is. The next step is the opportunity for you to grow that business, to evolve, to help, which is exactly what you've been doing with creating masks for people. I think I've shared it on this show before, but immediately since Becky knew that I was here, she began creating masks. And she created these really, really amazing masks. And now she's making 80 masks a day because, who doesn't need a mask now? So she's transforming and she's growing and she's doing her own thing. She says she has her own website. Now, Becky, just put it in the chat, okay? If you put it in the chat, then we can begin to share it with everybody. So I appreciate you saying that. So where's your just the way it is? Are you ready to rock the Casbah and get out of the just the way it is and see what's going on right on the other side? Amen, Luke. Mind power. Keep spitting that truth. Amen. Keep it up. Awesome. Likewise, brother. Okay, here we go. So as we begin our meditation today, we're going to observe the just the way it is in our lives. And as we identify where our just the way it is, we're going to, in our meditation today, we're going to look just beyond that, just the way it is. Now, one thing that I want to be really clear about is we're not saying jump to, you don't go from being the shop owner to the pyramids, maybe, right? You don't, or the shop steward to the pyramids. What's the next step in this out of your just the way it is? What's just the next step? That'll help it feel more real and more personal for you. So just outside of the just the way it is, there is a next step. So I want you to think about what that next step is, and then we will really involve ourselves in finding the courage and finding the strength to be able to pass outside of that. My dear friend Joanna is joining us today, and Joanna is become like, she's my soul sister. We met in Greece in January, and our paths have really become aligned. And one of the things that we were speaking about is we've got to really, really reinvent. We've got to reinvent. All of us have to reinvent. And we've been so used to doing things this certain way for so long. And now we want to evolve out of them so that we can create new pathways and new things that are going to not only help ourselves, but help others. So in your just the way it is, what is it that lies right outside on the other side? Okay. So as we begin our meditation today, I want you to uncross your arms and your legs. And for those of you that are watching on Instagram, Becky just posted that the name of their website is called Crafty She Designs. That's she with 2 E's. CRAFTYSHEE Designs. And there you go. Crafty She Designs. It's on Facebook. If you're watching now, for those of you who are tuning in, right, it's Crafty CRAFTYSHEEDESIGNS.com. Crafty She Designs. Bravo. I'll actually leave that up there. Okay, so let's do it, guys. Let's close our eyes. Let's go in. And let's find our center. Let's become mindful of the energy that is around us, the sounds, that we hear. Maybe you're in a room or in a house that has children playing next door. For me, it's the birds outside. Cars driving by. Remember, it's all a part of all that is. And many of you have expressed that meditation is challenging to you. So I just want you to change your consciousness about that and consider a meditation. Consider this today just a visualization. So if you can just listen to my words will take you on a journey. That's all you need to do, is just listen to the words and focus on the words. And whatever I say, try to imagine in your mind's eye. Okay? So that being said, let's imagine that there's a beautiful ball of light centered within our heart. And that ball of light contains all of the secrets of the universe. And it's been with us since the beginning of time. And as you begin to shift your focus to that ball of light becomes bigger and brighter, and bigger and brighter, and bigger and brighter. And as it expands outside our heart, it begins to encapsulate our entire body. And from that place, we can see ourselves in that ball of light. But we want to extend further, allowing our ball of light to become one with the chair that we're on, the computer or the phone. Extend out into the room that we're in, further beyond into the house or the apartment building, and further and further and further into the city, into the town, into the state, and finally, all the way to the country that we're in, the continent, the bodies of water that surround it, expanding yourself out beyond that into other continents, until finally you are one with the entire globe. See yourself in this globe. See yourself in this ball of light as this ball of light, and you allow yourself to recognize the oneness and the unity of everything in the world. But we want to extend ourselves out beyond that, extending ourselves out into space, past planets and galaxies, past the Milky Way, past the sun and the moon, further and further and further, and finally, until we reach the outer limits of the physical universe and emerge into the spiritual planes of existence. We're going to emerge with different layers of light and some dark, but let's keep going beyond that, expanding out until we come to a golden-like layer that feels warm. Extend out, expand through the golden-like layer to a jelly-like substance layer. It feels almost like liquid. And as you expand out through that, you can feel as though you're swimming in the deep end of the pool. And you keep going and expanding out further beyond that. And you're one with everything here. And just outside, you see this beautiful pink haze, and you become one with this pink haze, the law of compassion. And as you become one with the law of compassion, you emerge and allow yourself to be pushed and propelled immediately into the seventh plane of all that is. This pearly-like essence dissolves your ball into everything of all that is. Your ball emerges into this seventh plane, this pearly-like essence, and you feel this tingling sensation all over your body. Allow yourself to feel how healing that is. And as you sit here, I'm going to ask for downloads to share with you. Downloads are packets of energy from the universe. All we're doing here, guys, is rearranging some atoms and molecules. Okay? And as we change these beliefs within you, your reality changes around you. And so from this place, I'm going to ask for some downloads, and all I want you to do is say yes if you would like to receive them. You can say yes in your mind's eye or nod your head. You don't have to say them out loud, okay? The first thing that's coming up is acceptance. So would you like to know the Creator's definition of acceptance? And to know how to accept where you are in every cell of your body, yet to know that where you are now and accepting where you are now does not mean you are giving over to now. You are accepting that this is the place from which everything unfolds and everything begins in front of you. So we're letting go of all of the things, all of the burdens and the judgments and the points of views and the guilts and the traumas and all of that you feel has brought you to this place to feel stuck. So would you like to know what it feels like to let go of all of those things, all of those past experiences that you perceive as defining you? Would you like to let go of that? And instead, what we offer is the download that you know that accepting where you are now is accepting that there is a bright road ahead of you. I see what do they call it from the Wizard of Oz? The yellow brick road. And so we want you to know that it's safe to begin your journey down your own personal yellow brick road. But the first thing that we have to know as we step into the yellow brick road is ask, where do we want to go in this vision? You know, the yellow brick road leads them to Oz. What is your Oz? Where are your pyramids? What is that dream that you want to set out for and you want to set out to? How does that feel to you? Would you like to know that it's safe for you to imagine where you want to go and what you want to be and what you want to do? It's not selfish. Some of you are saying, wow, that sounds so selfish. It sounds like the world we live in is forcing me to live in this now, in this present, in this reality, in this just the way it is. But guys, this is not just the way it is. So would you like to know it's safe for you to dream? Would you like to know that the Creator is going to protect you and protect all of those who are on your journey? Sometimes you are feeling as though you have an obligation. You have an obligation here. You don't have an obligation. Your obligation, your opportunity is to connect to your soul. Your obligation is not here in the physical world. Your opportunity is to emerge into all that is that you want to become. So would you like to know how to release yourself from obligation? And how to transform that word obligation into opportunity, to realize that wherever you may feel obligated is your opportunity to transform, is your opportunity to release yourself from that place, to let go, and to set out on the journey of finding Oz. If you would like that download, say yes. Would you like to know? And now you're saying, I don't know how. Wow. Okay, great. Thank you for the dialogue. Would you like to know how? Would you like to know how? And that even though you might not be able to figure it out, that the signs are going to come and show you how? Would you like to be able to release yourself from the attachment to the way you think things should be, to allow the creator to come in and show you how? If you'd like that, say yes. How? Yeah. Would you like the creator's definition of how? And to know that how is a beautiful word that opens us up to complete possibility in the world. The how is this going to happen is not for you to answer. Manifestation is the actualization, not just the creation. The manifestation is the actualization of how things manifest and show up in your lives. Would you like to know that things can magically show up in your life that are going to lead you on the next path in your journey? If you would like that, say yes. Would you like to believe in magic again? Would you like to know how to be a magician? And that if you can dream it, you can do it, you can become it. If you would like that, say yes. Would you like to know what it feels like to dream again? That it's safe for you to dream again. Would you like to forgive those who stole your dream, who took your dream away from you? Would you like to release yourself from the attachments and the resentments to those bullies in your life that made you feel like you couldn't accomplish your dream? Let's forgive them. Can we just forgive them and thank them for the lessons that they taught us? Right. Would you like to know the destination for your dream and your journey is not a specific time or place, my friends. Even once you find the pyramids and you find your pot of gold, it's not game over. It's level up into a new game, a new reality. Many of you have these subconscious beliefs that if you do accomplish your dream, what's next? What'll happen after I accomplish my dream? What's next? So we want you to know that as long as we are in this lifetime, that dream begins. Even once we've accomplished another dream and another dream and another dream, they just keep emerging and emerging and emerging and emerging into new dreams, new realities, new possibilities. Think of somebody in your life who has shown you that truth. Think of somebody who reinvents themselves over and over and over. Somebody who inspires you. Eventually, the evolution of the dream is to transform the world. So, after you've accomplished the next dream, what will the next one look like? Feel yourself in that element. Feel yourself there. Would you like to know what it feels like to have gratitude for yourself? To have gratitude for every single living person, place, thing, and organism that is in your experience, to help support you in your next step out of just the way it is. The attitude of gratitude begets more. Beautiful, my friends. And last but not least, give yourself the permission to compliment yourself and say, wow, look at what I've done. Look at what I've manifested. Look what I've created. Look who I am. And if it's hard for you to say that, find one morsel, one piece of your life that you can honor and recognize as good. And it might have just been getting up this morning, guys. I understand that. I recognize that. And that's okay. For now, getting up is amazing. You woke up. You're here. You showed up. You're listening to this. Congratulate yourself. And now I just want you to take a second to visualize where you are at in the here and the now, in the physical world. And imagine all of these downloads and all of these visions and this new reality of who you are taking place and becoming a part of you. How does it feel? How does it feel to be on this journey towards living your dream, living your purpose? And last but not least, I'd like to download you with unconditional love, that you're surrounded in unconditional love, and that you know unconditional love in every cell of your body. Now put your hands together in prayer position and begin to rub your palms together really, 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 really fast. Feel all those atoms and molecules coming back into this physical universe and actualizing themselves and realizing themselves. And faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. And now take your hands and put them over your eyes. And as you are there, you can open your eyes. And you can see all this energy pouring into your eyes through your body, the warmth. Your eyes are the windows to your soul. Imagine that energy coming into your life. Now take your hands and put them on your heart. Congratulate yourself. You are amazing, amazing, amazing individuals, and you are here, and you are doing it, and you are growing, and you are transforming. And just the way it is there's a new phrase of just the way it is. All you have to do is add the word now. Just the way it is now. Because the next just the way it is will be in a new moment, in a new place, in a new position. Thank you guys so much, so much for joining me. A few announcements really quick. The meditation that I did is called a theta healing meditation. It's created by an incredibly powerful woman named Vienna Steibel. I am honored to be a theta healing practitioner, and I'm also honored to be a theta healing teacher. And tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., I'm going to be teaching a basic theta healing class. If you'd like to learn more about that class, you can go to my Instagram page. You can go to the website that is in my Instagram page there. For those of you that are watching on Facebook and would like to know a little bit more about theta healing is a modality that works with the subconscious mind. And through the subconscious mind, we pull different beliefs that are limiting us. And as we pull those different limiting beliefs in the theta brainwave, we restructure and recreate new ones. So the meditation I did today is a theta healing meditation, if you'd like to learn how to do that for yourself. And also it's important for you to know, like my own journey with theta healing. I had a completely different life, a completely different career before theta healing. And theta healing, when I took my first theta healing class, I just took it out of curiosity. And I actually did both basic and advanced back to back because I was so compelled with the work. And immediately after I finished it, I started asking Creator. I was like, so what do I do with this? 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 And before I knew it, I had a completely different career. And I know many of you are struggling at where you are at in your life right now and reinventing yourselves and reinventing your careers. And guys, the world needs more healers. The world needs more life coaches. The world needs more people that can help support each other. So if you could imagine that this might be a part of your journey, please join me this weekend, 9 to 2 on Zoom. Add me, ask me. You can email me, daniel@theprovocativeintuitive.com, and I'll help get you started. What else can I tell you? Oh, tonight. Oh my gosh. Wow. Tonight. So excited to share that I am doing a new moon manifestation meditation back here, exactly where you're watching this, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The moon is entering into the sign of Gemini. And so if you've been feeling a little stuck and a little bit heavy lately, I got great news for you. The sign of Gemini, the sign of the twins, the air sign, is coming in to kind of lighten things up and give us some wind beneath our wings, for lack of a better term. So join me tonight here at 7 p.m. Of course, right now, everything that I'm doing is online, is completely free and completely complimentary. It's my gift to all of us in our effort to transform right now. Okay, so thank you guys so much for joining me. I really hope to see you back here tonight. And if you enjoyed this, please share it with anyone and everyone. If you're watching, if you like it, the more likes, it drives up more energy to share it. I'm starting to learn all about this social media stuff right now. So, forgive me if I ask for your likes and your shares, but I guess that's how you do it. So thank you guys so much. I look forward to seeing you very, very soon. Have an amazing, amazing, amazing day. I'll see you tonight. Bye.